Well, the World Boxing Super Series that's ready to kick off in October, I think, is starting to come full circle for the super middleweights. Callum Smith is the latest boxer to be able to squeeze in there. Said he couldn't go at first because Anthony Durrell didn't want to go. I'm going to tell you why Anthony Durrell probably didn't want to go as well. But he got in there. I guess if he beats Anthony Durrell, he's in there. He's going to the quarterfinals for this WBC Diamond belt they're creating for this tournament. And if he beats Anthony Durrell, he's going to be the WBC regular champion at super middleweight. So that's the good news. If he loses, I guess he's out of it. But it's starting to come full circle. They got 5 boxers. It's nowhere as star-studded or talented as the first Super 6 tournament. But this tournament will have 8 guys. This your boy CJ Goodfellow with the Boxing Clinic one time for the one time. Shout out to the LBBC. And this tournament is looking whack, but they got 3 more spots, and hopefully it can come full circle. But I don't think they're going to have a fine time finding American based talent without some stipulations in the contract. Here are the 5 guys you got so far. You got Jamie Cox, who was a former welterweight, light middleweight, now is a super middleweight, not a world champion on any of those levels, but he did have some legal issues covered up. You got Eric, whatever his name is, the Bahamian dude from Germany, Eric, whatever it is from Sweden. Then you got George Groves, from the UK. Finally got his world title after years of promise, beating, James DeGale, then losing back-to-back to Carl Froch, losing to Badou Jack. He's back on his high horse, and definitely this is a predator. This is some easy prey for a good fighter. I mean, I guess I don't know. A lot of the American-based or Mexican, Canada-based guys don't want to get in there. I think the German dude just retired with a dislocated shoulder. The Jorge Bahamian. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Bahamer dude. He just retired. He just lost to Nathan Cleverly due to a dislocated shoulder. Was going to rematch Nathan Cleverly at light heavyweight. Seems like Cleverly and Badou Jack are trying to do something. So I'm assuming if he's in the tournament, he's going to squeeze down to 168 pounds. The Sweden dude, I think he's undefeated. Jamie Cox is still undefeated. Of course, Callum Smith is still undefeated as well. I think Callum Smith is the class of this, even though he hasn't really stepped up to the world-class level until he fought Anthony Durrell. But I just think, he's a good fighter. I think he's the best bunch out of his brothers, Lima and Paul, just to name a couple. What other 3 could possibly squeeze in there if you think about some American talent, like Phoenix, Arizona's man, David Benavidez, who I'm very high on. I don't think a lot of these guys. He's only 20 years old. Maybe that's potentially why they're probably gonna hold back on him. And plus, he's in line for a title shot rather than jump in this tournament and fuck all that up. But the $20 million in prize money between the 2 tournaments, I think, I guess that's some good money for guys like this. But for anybody in the sport of boxing that's not, on the upper echelon level. But, you can put David Benavidez in there, Caleb Plant in there. But the thing about this is, do those guys want to travel to the UK? Because eventually, or to Europe on the other side of the world, eventually you're going to have to because, a lot of these guys all these guys are from the other side of the pond. And I think that's one of the reasons Anthony Durrell didn't want to get in the tournament, because he felt like his brother got screwed versus Carl Froch. He felt his brother got fucked by Carl Froch, so they don't want to go back over there. A lot of Americans are reluctant to go over there. Now they're starting to kind of want to go over there because it's a lot of money over there. Errol Spence that went over there. You got Andre Ward thinking about going over there to fight Tony Bellew, a guy who told his former fighting mate Brandon Gonzalez not to go over there versus James DeGale. So he's been on record saying he wouldn't go over there, but now, he's considering going over there fighting Tony Bellew at cruiserweight and moving up one more again. But that's another story for another day. But more guys want to go over there. I mean, Jesse Hart and Gilberto Ramirez, they already got a fight going on. Caleb Plant, I think that's a guy that would want to get in a tournament, but I don't know if he has enough cachet. He said he outboxed in sparring George Groves 50 out of 50 rounds. He looked like he was telling the guy honest truth, but you never know. But sounds about right. He's a very talented fighter. David Benavidez is there. It's a lot of talent that's there. Potentially Peter Quillen could be moving up to that weight class, potentially Golovkin, potentially, Danny Jacobs. If he wanted to really compete in this tournament, he can move up. He's another big, middleweight. But we gonna see. I think at least 2 of the other guys have to be American, if not all 3, for them to get some American TV dates. But all the fights will be streamed at the World Super Boxing Series, whatever it's called, website. But it's not looking pretty right now.